How's it going, everybody? Johnny Styles here with the Wellness Observer Live. Thank you so much for following the very best podcast on all things wellness. We are strong, 14,000 strong on Instagram and over 2,000 already on YouTube, and we keep growing. Thank you so much for following not only on YouTube, but on Spotify, which you can also see the show, and on iTunes, which you can listen to the show. We got a lot of news for you, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about everything that's been going down in the world of wellness, and I'm going to be talking about the preview for the Ifbb Sin City happening in Vegas, where we have around 14 pro wellness competitors on stage. And I did ask you guys which were your favorites, who are you looking into, and when I do this preview, sometimes it's different because we're still evolving in our wellness world. But with the men, for example, it's a little bit easier because we know these guys already. We know from competing year after year. But since so many new girls are showing up, you can't really predict unless you have 5 or 6 girls that they're going to be really spot on point, and doing everything necessary to win. I'll talk about at least 3 or 4 that I think is going to be right there in the mix. But first, I want to show you guys a little bit about, the whole Tampa Pro. Well, Devin won the show. This is not Tampa. This is Battle of Texas. And yes, we're recording live. Okay. So this is not, one of those shows that you're going to be pre-produced. This is live. So I'm going to go straight in. Battle of Texas. Thank you so much for watching the show and watching the recap, where I totally told the world that Devin impressed the hell out of me because I have critiqued her hard. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna post a video of her in the Olympia, and I'm gonna do the whole wrap up again, because what I'm gonna be doing is a road to the Olympia series with the girls that are gonna go to the Olympia, and I'm gonna break them down, and then hopefully by this new year a lot can be switched. So if you saw the show and if you saw the preview, the recap, that's awesome, and thank you so much for doing that. Other than that, we gotta talk about. I can't say her name. So Anna, Extreme Woman, her updates are looking absolutely ridiculous. This look right here almost looks straight out of a comic book series. I think if you guys remember my Olympia first call out, I have her right up there. If things, right at the end, when they call out either sixth or seventh, depending, or they maybe call out eight. I still have her up there. She has a crazy body, okay? And it's one of those girls that no matter how we're doing in the season, she evolves and she gets better. This is a girl that has gone, she's grown, ladies and gentlemen. She's grown bigger, and she has all the muscle in the world to do competition. It's going to be really cool to see her in Vegas. And just by looking at this alone in the off season, you can tell that she is going to be doing great job. So I had to put it up there because I've put it in the Wellness Server, and a lot of you have still DM'd me about her. And yes, I do believe to this day she is a solid threat to the Olympia first call out. And next up in the news, we got Diana Arias, which she competed, obviously not in the IFBB Pro League. She's one of those girls that still, she hasn't done the transition. She hasn't, I don't know why in reality. Maybe she has some type of contract where it stipulates that she still has to do shows on this league. The posing is a little bit cringy. The posing is not, as fluent as our posing, but that's the way it is in that federation. The whole sticking out hand at the end when she does the back pose, the whole hand sticking in the beginning. She has a killer body, okay, and she's amazing. She's been doing this for a while now, and it just sucks that she cannot be battling with the very best, because she does have the body to do battle. So For those of you asking me, even though I don't know, some people don't read the captions, but I posted it in there that the reason she's posing the way she's posing is because she's not in the IFBB Pro League or the NPC. For her to work around it, she would have to jump in, do an NPC show, qualify for win a show, pro qualifier, get the pro card, and then she would have to win a pro show to do the Olympia. Again, back in the day, there was people like Michael Cristo, and Andrew Jack, all these other guys that competed in other federations that people thought, the same Angela Borges. She was like one of their top girls ever. She has a million shows won over there. Granted the competition wasn't very good, but still she was winning over there. And I remember when we thought about bringing wellness into the IFBB Pro League and the NPC, that was their playing card. That was their main card. Oh, we have Angela Borges, which is the very first, the best in the world, and she would never jump. She's our girl. I remember having these conversations with not only fans, but certain people that work for that federation still. They judge for that federation. And guess what happened? Angela jumped shipped. And then Michael, which is their Olympian, he just jumped shipped. And Michael, he has an Olympian body. I don't know if you guys can see him, but check him out. Crazy physique. He still has to do an NPC show. He still has to qualify for that pro card, and then he would have to win a pro show if he wants to do the Olympia. So the same thing with Diana. I think she just needs to jump. Hopefully this is not a contract situation where she just cannot jump, but she has all the tools. She has gotten better every damn year, and she's super pretty, super popular among people in Brazil and the entire world. A lot of people in America don't know about her, but she's really, really damn good. Next up, the new hashtag and new IFBB Pro. Tiffany just made her dream come true, basically, out of the gutter. She jumps in the show in the Olympia Amateur and wins. Amazing physique. She can still get better. I've seen this girl grow from basically, when she started up to what she is now. And, a lot of people are calling her, the future. And a lot of people are going to call her, this is the girl that's going to beat everybody, blah, blah, blah. She has a lot going on for her. Okay. I like a lot the look, the feel. She's very pretty. She can do lots of things. Look at this. She's working calves with none other than Terrence Ruffin. And he knows a little bit, a thing or two about calves. And I like it. I like that they're not, just training legs. They're doing calves. Because if you know, the Godfather of Wellness loves the calf situation. But she did it, ladies and gentlemen, and she won this show. She still needs that muscle maturity, and her upper glute still can get better. She looks good standing by herself, but I think when she stands next to other girls, she can be a little bit smaller-ish. She kind of reminds me of Bobby Manu when she started. Bobby Manu was one of those girls that alone looked amazing, but Tiffany looks even better, okay? Because Tiffany has all the size that she needs, especially from the back. That back shot is crazy. And if you think about it, she can still do some damage. All she needs to do, and I've told her this plenty of times, all she needs to do, she needs to come to America and do some damage. But I'm really happy for her. A lot of people had her in the radar. We just didn't know when she was going to pull the trigger. And then she pulled in the trigger. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy for her. Congratulations from all of us here at the Wellness Observer Live, and from myself, the Godfather of Wellness, Johnny Styles. In other news, we have my Puerto Rican buddy, Yarishna Ayala, in the news. She has come out of the shadows like that, in the caption, that just like it says in the caption. She was in Colombia. She was there for a breast surgery, and she was there for a couple of weeks. Now she's back home in Puerto Rico, and this is the picture she posted out there. I asked you guys, what do you think? Sound off below. And some of you have told me that, her pictures on her page doesn't really translate well to what happens on stage. And I agree with that. I think that, sometimes people, competitors, make themselves better on their pictures because they just want to look better. And considering that I'm a photographer and a videographer, I've had plenty of pictures that I've taken myself with my own eyes. I have handed the picture to the competitors, and they themselves do the work. They themselves edit the pictures to a totally different look than the one I had given them. So nowadays, with all the cell phones and all the easy filters you can apply on there, you can totally change a person's body. And this right now looks to be a completely full Yarishna, meaning this is like her off-season shape. Usually, we don't get to see Yarishna this full, okay? And I wish her the best. I don't know in reality if this was the right decision. Hopefully, it wasn't something that was needed to be done, do or die type of thing. I hope this is something that she just needed to be done, go in and out, one in, one out, and it's all normal and it doesn't affect her for the Olympia. Because, in my opinion, I would have waited and just done my whole prep because this is the biggest show of my life. This is the biggest show in the world. But she was in Colombia and she just did the procedure. If you follow her, she has posted how many cc's she went up and all on her story. You can go check them out. And as far as the people asking me who's prepping her right now, I have no clue. I have no idea. I haven't talked to her. Manager Matt is the one doing the managing, okay? And for one thing, I would say about Yarishna is that she is the traveling wellness athlete of the whole 2022. She's been everywhere, not only promoting the shows, but doing, classes, doing training workshops, seminars. She's been in Mexico, she's been in Colombia, she's been in Puerto Rico. She's been everywhere. All the fitness expos. Manager Matt has helped her develop more her brand. And I remember talking to him a little while back, and he was, telling me that she might need a coach. She might need somebody to help her out. Last time we saw that Kimoto was helping her as well, but I have no idea if Kimoto is going to come back for the Olympia prep. I do know that, for what I know, the husband, Luis, he wasn't involved in her prep last time. He was just there helping her out with her workout. So I have no idea who is going to prep Yarishna. God knows. Maybe she'll prep herself. She knows her body well enough. But at the moment, we don't know nothing. This is the picture. I do know that this picture right here is in Puerto Rico because I know those houses and I know that street and I know everything. So you can trust the Godfather of Wellness to know that that was in Puerto Rico. And I wish her the best. I hope that this surgery doesn't mess up her prep, because again, this is, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest show of her life, and we don't want that. We don't want that in the absolute manner to, it'll suck. It'll suck if you say, you know what, I was 7 weeks out and something happened with my surgery and things don't go well. So I wish her the best, a speedy recovery to Yarishna Ayala from Puerto Rico, my hometown and her hometown. Next up, we got the Sin City lineup, which I'll post on screen right now. You got all these girls from Brazil, Arizona, California, Nevada. Let's see who else. Let's see. France. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. Boynton Beach, Florida. Look at that. Holy moly. And Thailand. Wow. Look at that. So that, once again, it shows you guys how diverse is the wellness category in the entire world. And let me tell you something, it's going to get better. It's going to get better and it's going to get bigger. And people from all over the world, Korea, Australia, all these girls, New Zealand, all these girls are going to jump ship sooner or later. Like I said before, the second part of the year, it was going to be a packed wellness shows, and it did not disappoint. We've been getting 12, 13, 14, 15. Granted, not every girl is in super shape, but at least they're competing. They're going up there and they're looking, how they stand next to each other. So for this show, it's going to be really interesting to see a couple of girls that I know personally and a couple of girls that I've seen personally, and a couple of girls that you all love and like. Um, Starting with, I'm gonna start with this one because I know her personally. I've done photo shoots with her, and it's the return of Karen Ranocchia. She is Rafael Brandau's fiance, and they're actually, I think they're married actually, and they were here in Florida probably like 2 years ago. Here's Karen. She is doing this show. This was apparently 2 weeks out, but it was posted. She says 2 weeks out for her show, but it was posted 5 days ago. Karen is a specimen. Okay, when you see her in person, she kind of resembles what a true wellness girl should look like. But going through the years and competitors started to come up, she was getting a little bit smaller in size. Okay, she wasn't training, or I didn't see her at in the mindset of training. I think she was back in Rafael more, and that's usually what happens when competitors are couples. No, sometimes you just gotta stay true to yourself and be like, you know what, I'm gonna help my husband out on this prep, and then he'll help me, vice versa. We can all be Renee and Renee Jewett, and John Jewett. Those two are amazing at what they do. Okay, I've always been a big fan of Karen, and I don't know. I don't know. We have to wait and see how she's gonna look. All this videos and pictures that she's been posting, she looks very softish to my liking, very model, a good model look. But in terms of competition shape, she can get hard. I've seen her hard, but will that affect her size? That's the one thing we need to figure out, because in reality, when you see her here, she has gained some weight in the lower body, and that's great. That's really good. But again, standing right next to somebody else, that can drastically change. When she turns from the back, when that, good, perfect lighting, of course, she looks great. So I'm kind of concerned that she's using all these high socks. I don't know if she's like trying to not show the calves here, but I would like to see her right there in that first call out. I think she has what it takes. Um, in reality, she needs to do the shows. She needs to do more shows, and she needs to prove that she belongs in this category. She needs to show the world that she's coming back from I think she had some type of illness, and she took some time off, but that time off served her well. Small waist, good upper body, great quads, everything that you need to make an impression in the IFBB Pro League. And she is going to be right there. I hope, that's one of my predictions, that she's going to be running that first call out. The girls that I'm going to be talking about, starting with Karen, I believe they're all going to be in the first call out. Okay. So you can mark my words as the godfather of wellness that these girls are going to be in the first call out. Next up, the one, the only, and I can talk forever about this girl, Bruna. 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 Bruna looks amazing. She has had time to work on her quads. She has had time to work on her entire shape and structure. And let me tell you, I've seen her in person and I've seen her in shows, and she's a little powerhouse. Okay. You can see here how she went from her, you know, transformation. This is supposed to be June 5th to August 15th. And you can see insane teardrop. Great calves too. When she gets a little bit harder and drier, she turns to lose that pop in the lower body. But I think she nailed it now. Okay. And from all the girls that I'm going to be mentioning here, she has all the dimensions to prove everybody wrong and to, deal with a good type of thing. She actually, with a good type of competition, I guess. She did posted this video, which was really cool. All you girls need to watch this video. Remember when I used to say, when I still say you're standing way up and down, she kind of fixes this here. This is what we need more of, because I don't want to keep repeating myself. I don't want to keep saying, oh, this, that. You're standing way too up and down, too straight, too figure-ish. Follow her for that more, piece of advice. I like Bruna a lot. If you were a betting man or a betting woman, you would have her up there in that top one, top two, top three, top four, top five. But reality, I think top three. I'm gonna say top three because we got Michelle Ibada right there as well, and Michelle kinda sorta has that same look in a way. They're very similar in terms of size and fullness in the lower body, but it's we gotta see them compete more. We gotta see them next to each other. But she is really good. Okay, Michelle is really, really, really good. I'm gonna post something here. She was doing a photo shoot, and this is just the lighting from the sun, and this is how cool she looks. No tan, no nothing. This is just her and the sun. And if she looks like this, she's gonna be a little bit of a trouble for a couple of girls in this lineup. Okay, so have her right up there. I like her a lot. I like her a lot. I think people haven't seen her in America, but they did saw her in this show in Brazil, and a lot of people in attendance were really, really impressed by her look on that stage. A lot of people, believe it or not, had her winning the entire show. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. The last picture I'm gonna post again. This is her no tan. She has one crazy teardrop, crazy calves, good side shots, good posing, good upper glute, small waist, very like doing the vacuum type of thing. So if it comes to that between Bruna and Michelle, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to place, one and two because they're very, very, very good. And last but not least, I have to talk about the one and only Frida Paulsen. Oh my gosh. If I had a quarter or a dollar for every time a girl told me about how much she loved the physique Frida Paulsen had, I would be a millionaire right now. And we will be doing the Johnny Styles classic. But at the moment, for those of you who don't know Frida was a superstar in the Ifbb Pro Bikini League. And sooner or later, somebody had told her she had bigger legs. Kinda the same thing that happened with Yarishna when Yarishna was doing the IFBB Pro Bikini. It didn't matter. Like if Frida standed next to Courtney King, and Courtney King standing next to Yarishna, Courtney King looked like super small, and Yarishna and Frida looked super huge. That's just the way it is. I think I mentioned something or somebody told her something, and eventually it cracked that Frida likes to train and she likes to do the work, and it was only a matter of time where people let Frida do her work, let her train hard, and let her create this amazing physique. Girls that I've known in forever love Frida Paulsen. I love Frida Paulsen. I mean, who doesn't in reality? Her glutes are amazing, and they were amazing when they were bikini. Great freaking calves. She does have high calves, okay, meaning that her calves stay here. They don't drop down all the way to the ankles like some of the other girls. But that doesn't matter because she does have calves. I'm not gonna knock her out for that. She knows me already. I would love to see Frida do well on this show. She deserves it. She's done great. My main concern is how is the thickness of her quads when she stand next to a Michelle or a Bruna or even a Karen for that matter. So we don't know. She is very graceful on stage, very beautiful, very confident, and hey, I am more than happy to have her in the wellness division. This is huge. And she's right there in Vegas, so it should be a good show. She shouldn't be having any problems like flying. I did thought for the life of me that she was going to do the Tampa Pro, but she didn't do it. So in shots like this one, this is what kind of like I'm thinking about. When you see her from the front, she doesn't look like she has that pop in their quads yet. Okay. And then from the side, she still needs some, width. The glutes, I'm not that concerned because she does have glutes in real life. I've seen her in person. And from the back, it's one of those things. She looks great, but she still needs probably to get bigger. This is something that, it doesn't happen overnight. but I wanted to show you guys how good she's been, because in reality, remember, she still had to get bigger. She still had to evolve into this great wellness athlete. And, the very last update, 7 hours ago while I'm shooting this, she looks, conditioning is pretty good. Her abs are all there and glutes are popping like always. And it's one of those things that we have to wait and see how she will look when it comes down to the wire and that first call out. So I wouldn't have no problem having Karen, Frida, Michelle, and Bruna up there and just let them battle it out. That's the only way that athletes like Frida, for example, she can probably know where she's standing at. And if this doesn't go Frida's way, the only thing I would say to her is that keep going, because you're going the right direction. And more importantly, you have thousands and thousands of girls that just love your freaking body, and they just, they wish they would look like you. So there you have it. I like those four girls. FTW for the win. And who knows? I don't want to make any crazy call outs again, because you never know. You never know who's going to show up. Or you could always be like, all right, I have, for example, I have Bruna winning, or I have Michelle winning. And what happens? They probably ate something wrong and they throw away all their prep. So that means they're off. And somebody like Frida can come in and just win the whole damn thing. And, it's one of those things that when you see this picture, this is called progress. This is called doing things the right way and having patience. She says she was 156 on the left and then 148 on the right. But on the right, while she is smaller in weight, she looks bigger and fuller. That, my friends, is the illusion of bodybuilding and fitness. So, this has been Johnny Styles, the godfather of wellness. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back with the full recap of this show, obviously with the star ratings, like always. And I'll let you know right now. I don't think there's going to be a live stream, but if there is, I'll make sure to let you guys know so you can go ahead and watch the show. My standings for the Olympia are still pretty much intact, but depending on what happens on this show, we might have to add or subtract some other girls from that first call out. This has been Johnny Styles one more time. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon.